Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel English Literature. Today we will read Shakespeare's Sonnet number 15. Life's transitoriness and the power of verse to fight that fugacity is the most recurrent theme of Shakespeare's sonnet. You'll find that this is the most powerful theme of his sonnets. And in Sonnet 15, he speaks about the power of verse, whereas in 16 and 17, he encourages the theme of progeny. So, when we will discuss about these sonnets, you will find that Sonnet 15 is saying something else, and Sonnet 16 and 17 is saying something else. And in 16 and 17, he is telling us that how a person can be immortal by keeping his mark in his next generation, that is progeny, through his descendants, and it will be more powerful and truthful than the lines of verse. Now, the poet's praise that is made by the poet persona about his friend's beauty and youth, that may be taken as a falsified projection, but his child can represent his true worth. Now, again in Sonnet 18 onward, he speaks of the eternal lines of his poem. So, quite confusing that what he wanted to prove. In sonnet number 15, he is prioritizing his verse. Again in 16 and 17, he is talking about progeny. Now, again in sonnet number 18, he will again talk about the power of verse over the savage time. So, it is quite confusing, I think, that what he actually mean, whom he actually want to prove perfect or correct or powerful. Okay, now in this sonnet, we will discuss the power of his verse, power of his pen, and power of his words in preserving the youth of his friend. When I consider everything that grows, that is the first line. We will discuss line after line and word after word. So, when I consider everything that grows, when I consider, just notice the starting of the poem. When I think, it is a great concern on his part, or the part of the poet persona, that now he is considering everything that grows. So the poet person is considering everything that grows. So here is the metaphor, an organic metaphor is taken here. Holds in perfection but a little moment. So you can find the ambiguity in this line, that two just opposite ideas as puzzled together. Holds in perfection, yeah, holds in perfection but a little moment. So they retain in perfection but for some time. Youth is not permanent. Youth is transitory, ephemeral. They are in perfect stage, but for some time. So, transience of existence, that is the essence of this line, and obviously this sonnet. Beauty is transient. Now that this huge stage presents not but shows. So this metaphor of stage we find in Shakespeare's drama, where in Shakespeare's As You Like It, we find this line. I am writing here, there is enough place, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Who is telling this? This is told by Jacques. So all the world's a stage. So this stage metaphor, that we the human beings are just arrived on a stage, we are performing our role. At any time we have to disappear from this stage. So this triviality of human existence is reinforced in Shakespeare's sonnets as well as his dramas. And it is the most recurrent and popular image in Shakespeare. Life is a series of performance and nothing else. Any time any of us will be taken back from this stage, from these shows, and we have to go. Your role has finished, so you have to go. Whereon the stars in secret influence comment. Here in the stars you find the reference to astrology. Occult power. The stars are powerful. Occult power of stars are given importance. That human decisions and activities are determined by some external forces. It is not in our hand, but human endeavor, whatever you say, are determined. Also activities are determined by the stars. Star means, star stands for external forces. Star stands for external forces. So this is not in our hand. What will be there? We do not have control over our fate. Our fate, that is human fate, is guided or misguided, whatever it is, by some external forces. Astrology. We are controlled, influenced by some other forces, external forces. Line number 5. When I perceive that men as plants increase. So the sonnet starts with the line, when I consider. The line number 1, when I consider. Now in line number 5, you find he is saying that when I perceive. So men as plants increase. Increase means here grow. This phrase is again used by Shakespeare in his play Measure for Measure. You will find this phrase in Shakespeare's play Measure for Measure. When I perceive your grace like power divine. The line was there like, when I perceive your grace like power divine. And here you will find that again the garden image is taken here. Plant, grow, parts of men as plant increase. So here is the garden image. Obviously organic metaphor. Men are compared with plants by using as. Okay. So it is a simile. The comparison is explicit. Line number 6. Cheered and checked even by the same sky. Sorry, there is some mistake. Even by the same sky it will be. Cheered and checked. Cheered. When we are cheered, when we are encouraged, when we do something graceful or we are doing something productive, anything, we are playing a match or whatever it is. Cheered means people are cheering us, means encouraging. So cheered means encouraged. Now checked means restrained. So you find here two opposite ideas, two opposite forces. At the one hand encouraged and at the other hand restrained. So these all powers, these opposite powers are controlled by self-same sky. So what does it mean, self-same sky? Self-same same sky. Here it synecdoche, you can tell it part for the whole or vice versa. Self-same sky may represent sun. The sun is the power. Sun is a source of power and energy that control the growth of all the living beings. So you are encouraged and at the same time you are checked, you are restrained by the sun. Again we can take self-same sky as it is whole for part. The part is sun. Again we can take it as star, that we are guided. In the previous line we talk about star, the power, external force, external power. So we can take it as stars, that we are encouraged and restrained by the stars. Now, in his Plague in the Winter's Tale, Shakespeare used the phrase self-same sky. In the Winter's Tale you will find this, the phrase self-same sky. The sun is the source of energy, and anything that grows in this earth, be it man or plant, whatever it is, it depends for their vitality on sun. Line number 7. Want in their youthful sap at height decrease. We find the word increase and now we find the word decrease. Do notice one thing. While reading the sonnet, you will find constant use of opposite ideas. Here, holds in perfection but a little moment. Again, when I perceive, cheered and then checked. Again, in this line, want in their youthful sap at height decrease. Previously we find increase, now we find decrease. What does it mean by want? Want means something boastful, that is, you can say act ostentatiously. If someone acts ostentatiously, you can tell that he is vaunting. Okay. Again, you can feel that boastful, boast excessively, exposing your esteem nakedly, then you can say it is want. Want in the youthful sap. What is sap? Sap means vital fluid. Sap means vital fluid. Youthful sap. Youthful sap refers to the vigor of youth. Youthful sap refers to the vigor of youth. So in youth time the man remains boastful. He acts ostentatiously, proclaim his beauty. And now, but after that the decline starts. As soon as they touch their zenith, their decay starts. Suppose you take birth in this point and gradually you touch your zenith, the youth time, it is at your zenith, and then you just want about your beauty, about your merit, about your power, energy, and then your decline start. Decrease. Decrease means here decline. So in line 5 we find increase and line 7 we find decrease. Line number 8. And wear their brave state out of memory. Wear means dress image. From this what we find, it is here dress image. So what does it mean? That like clothes, they wear their youthful appearance. Wear their brave state. Brave state is again synecdoche. Brave state refers to the youth time. And out of memory means out of memory refers to mind. What does it mean? So in youth time, that is the highest potential time, maximum point, and then everything starts dwindling. And what happens? At old age, we often recall our youthful days. Memory works more. We think about our past days, our golden days. When we get old, we no longer can wear the brave state, but we wear the brave state out of our memory. Now line number 9. Then the conceit of this inconstant stay. You find inconstant, again that type of two opposite ideas are juxtaposed. Inconstant, again stay. Conceit. Conceit here means thought. Apprehension. Conceit of this inconstant stay. Inconstant. What is inconstant stay? This phrase refers to the changing duration. We stay in our youthful time, in our most vital time, but that time is not constant. That youthfulness, that vitality is not constant. It is perishable, it is changeable, it is transitory, it is ephemeral. It is an inconstant state, it is an example of oxymoron. It is an example of oxymoron. We are here performing our roles as child. We are child, then we are youth, then we are adult, and then old. So all these roles in this stage, all these roles are performed by us just for a brief time. We are changing, constantly we are changing in our roles. So all these roles are performed just for a brief time. Youth passes away, old age. So everything is inconstant, nothing is fixed. Sets you most rich in youth before my sight. Rich is in youth, that is the same thing is recurrently enforced here, that is the time, youthful time. That is a time of vitality. Prime time. Sets you most rich in youth before my sight, before the sight of the poet persona. You find here alliteration. Why? So you find a beautiful musical quality is going on. Sets you most rich in youth before my sight. Now line number 11. Where wasteful time debate with decay. Time is the destroyer who fight against the youth through the acting of decay. Wasteful time. So here we find the time is personified. Time is a destroyer, personification, time. Who is time? Tyrant. Time is destroyer. Time is wasteful. Debate. Debate means debate. Debate means debate. So time, what is time's role? Time is wasteful, time destroy the youth, again time debate with decay. Decay means destruction, decline. To change your day of youth to a sullied night. Again we find y alliteration, day, night. Opposite idea, opposite state. One is light and one is darkness. So from light you will be dragged into darkness because of the ravages of time. As you decline or set like sun, as if your youthful time is just like sun. Okay, I am not so good at painting, you can understand from my picture. It is like a dome like. Okay. So as if you are your youthful time, that is your sun. Now sun is declined, settled. So in the now it is darkness. And the darkness is referred by sullied night, gloomy night, sullied night. So prime time of life, that is youth, day of youth, that is your prime time of life. That prime time of your life will be dragged into darkness by the ravages of time. Now, we now here come to the couplet. And all in word with time for love of you, as it takes from you, I engraft you new. So all in war with time. War with time here means we are against time. For love of you, it means love for you. Can you understand my handwriting? I feel it is not so good, but I am trying to improve. As he takes from you. Who is he? Personified, time. Time takes from you what? Time takes from you your youthful vitality. I engraft you, my love for you, the poet's love for the youth, for his young friend. And from that love, he wants to engraft him new. Plant him new, engraft. Poet persona is ready to wage a war against time to make his friend immortal through his verse. So in this poem, in this sonnet, he is talking about the supremacy of verse. And when we will go to the next one, the 16th, you will find the totally opposite thing. That verse is nothing so important. The poet is advising to choose a mightier way. Okay, so engraft. We must work on this word, engraft. It is again an organic metaphor. Engraft is a process by which a branch or a twig is tied to another tree and help it to grow. So you find these images from horticulture. Engraft from one plant to another. Engraft from one plant to another to sustain that plant. So here the poet's verse is doing the work of engrafting. The verse is engrafting the poet's youth, the poet's the young poet's friend's youth and making him immortal. So how the narrator, the question may come that how the narrator is going to engraft? By writing poetry. Time is taking away the beauty of his friend. The poet persona wants to preserve it by immortalizing him through his pen. So note the question, how the narrator is going to engraft. So through the poetry, through his verse, he want to preserve the immortality of his friend. Okay, so the poet person is really adamant and he is so stubborn to fight against time. If we are asked about the theme of the poem in one sentence, what should you tell? That immortality achieved through poetry, achieved through verse. That is the theme of the poem. Okay, the poem is mostly written in iambic pentameter lines, though there are some variation, seems to be predominant in some lines, but mostly you will find that it is written in iambic pentameter. When I consider every, okay, when I consider everything that grows. Dadum, 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 dadum. So you will find it is iambic pentameter, but in some of the lines you will find there is some little variations. Okay. So today we will talk about sonnet number 15, and in next day we will talk about sonnet number 16, and you can find how the shift of theory will go on. Okay, thank you.